Hi everyone, Rachel from North Brisbane Psychologists here. I thought I'd make a follow-on video from my video a few days ago on the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, which are the 4 relationship killers or the 4 empathy killers. So if you haven't watched that video, go back to the previous one and have a quick look at that. But just to recap for those who did watch it when it came out, the 4 horsemen or the 4 empathy killers are criticism, defensiveness, contempt, which is criticism on steroids, and stonewalling, which is the invisible wall, the silent treatment, the withdrawal. These are the 4 sort of instinctive self-defense mechanisms that we employ automatically, depending on the extent to which we've learned them from our family culture and the broader culture, and they don't work. So today I wanted to talk about one of the tools that you can use if you have found yourself in a debate, an argument, a fight with a loved one where there has been some criticism and there has been defensiveness and perhaps even some contempt or stonewalling. So I'm going to give you 5 steps. This is from a Gottman process called the aftermath of a fight. So this is one of the exercises that we give to our couples as therapists, and I'm going to give it to you for free today. It's much better if somebody facilitates it, a therapist facilitates it for you the first time you use it. But you might get something out of this that would help you. So here are the 5 steps to the aftermath of a fight process. So the first step, as you can see, is talking about your feelings, but don't say why you felt those feelings, because what human beings tend to do is we tend to say, I felt angry and upset because you. And as soon as we say because you, we start getting back into criticism. And all the Gottman processes are about, and also the nonviolent communication work that I do, all of these methodologies and processes are about avoiding the 4 horsemen, which I spoke of in the earlier video: criticism, blame, defensiveness. So we just talk about our feelings. So it's very simple. You say, I felt really upset. I felt really hurt. I felt really angry. I felt confused. I felt disappointed. I felt sad. I felt annoyed. It's good to have a feelings list, and I'll post some links in the comment section so you can have a look at some resources that go with this exercise. So you take turns sharing your feelings. Let's have a look at step 2. Step 2 is to talk about the realities. Describe your reality. Take turns, and then summarize and validate at least one part of your partner's reality. So I get each person to say, look, this is how it was for me. Because once they've said how they feel, there's a bit of empathy. And if they get some acknowledgement for their feelings, then I let them say, and this is how I saw it, but they have to take turns. Always with managing conflict, it's about taking turns, back and forth. There's got to be a flow. It can't be just one person trying to be right, making the other person wrong. That doesn't work. So this is how I saw it. This is how I saw it. This was my experience. This is what I remember. These were my observations. And you want to be able to say, look, I understand your perspective. I can see what you're saying. I can imagine how you saw it. That's what we mean by validate the other person's reality. And we talk about valid subjective realities. So each person's experience of the reality is valid to them. There's no objective right and wrong usually. There are some things that are objectively right or wrong, but a lot of it's subjective, and it's valid because of how you interpreted it, how you felt, and how you saw it from your angle. So they take turns doing that. In step 3, they talk about their triggers. So I often get them to slow down the video of the memory in their mind and talk about at what point did they get really triggered? What was it? What was the thing that really set them off, that really hurt? That really, triggered the pain of an unmet need. They didn't feel heard. They didn't feel seen. They didn't feel understood. What was it that really triggered you? So we want to learn each other's triggers so we know what escalates conflict, because ideally we don't want to escalate conflict if we can do it differently. So we take turns sharing our triggers. Number 4, as you can see on here, is responsibility. Acknowledge your role, your part, your contribution. At this point, you need to be able to say, I see what I did to make this worse. You don't blame yourself, but you just accept that you did some things that didn't help. Take turns with that. And then number 5 is the practical values guided action. Make a constructive plan to do it differently, do it better, do it more effectively next time. So once we've done the first 4 steps, it's really quite easy to think, how could we have done that better? How could we do it differently next time? So that's the 5 steps of the aftermath of a fight process. I'll put the link to this in the in this post, and next time I'll share one more process or one more technique from the Gottman method to as a alternative to the 4 horsemen. So yeah, until next time, bye for now.